Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. John Swinney is a very strange man. He likes the idea of having men in women's safe spaces. It must upset him that men in Parliament can't walk into the women's toilets. It must upset him that men can't go into women's changing rooms and watch particularly young girls undressing. You know, he's that sort of guy. And that's why he is deliberately delaying the process of removing men from women's prisons. And now he's actually been blasted and called out for using what is a pathetic and fake excuse to not answer questions about this and to not act. Why? He and his government are spending vast amounts of public taxpayer cash trying to defend the rights of mentally ill biological men to be allowed to be housed within the prison's female estate. You know, men locked in a room with a vulnerable female is a good thing, according to Swinney. But the SNP are gearing up again for yet another court case against the women's rights campaign group For Women Scotland. A campaign they cannot win. The law is on the side of For Women Scotland. Now, they have received legal advice. They're not publishing it. We know why, because the legal advice is you can't win this. And so if they're still going ahead, you have to ask why. If the legal advice is you can't win, are they doing it? The answer is obvious. They've got to appease the mentally ill men in frocks. But lawyers representing the Scottish Government will fight for the right not to implement the Supreme Court ruling, which states that the words sex, women, man, etc. in the Equality Act relate to biological sex. Now, and this means that even if you have a gender recognition certificate, it's meaningless. It doesn't matter. Gender recognition certificate now is toilet paper. It means that single-sex spaces can only legally be single-sex if they exclude those born the opposite sex. And the new guidelines are being written up for changing rooms, toilets, public buildings, schools, etc. The last bastion of hope he has of keeping men in women's safe spaces is prisons. But that won't happen after For Women Scotland win this case. Now, he has never spoken out about this publicly, and he uses the excuse to do so would be contempt of court, because there's a court action. And now all the top legal people, KCs, lawyers, even court officials are saying, no, you can talk about it. It's not contempt of court. You haven't been under the court yet. You can speak freely, John. Go on. But of course he doesn't want to, because he doesn't want to be on record saying that he's happy that men can go into female spaces. On the other hand, he can't say he doesn't want men to go into female spaces, because that's against his party's policy. He's stuck between a cock and a hard knob, I think. Anyway, he's scared of saying anything, so he pretends to say nothing and then claims it's contempt of court if he spoke. But apparently, there we go. Even top law schools are saying that the man's lying. He knows full well. They've written to him and said this. So any continued use of that excuse, they're saying is deliberate lies. They've told him it's not there. What do you do? Poor John. Poor John. Fancy being someone, though, who really wants to have grown men entering spaces where young girls are undressing and thinking that's normal. I bet he loved it when he was Minister of Schools, going around the schools with all those young people. Must have given him nice warm feeling. Thanks very much.